Alright, I can tell you if this is your problem with your Toyota, just sell it. It's not worth it. So this was terrible. It fought the entire step of the way. The job, I don't think, is all that bad. I mean, it sucks because everything's underneath everything, but every bolt, everything just fought me. The wiring harness, every little tiny thing fought me in ways that shouldn't be fighting me. I don't know. It's time for me to stop being a mechanic, I think. I'm too cheap for that, but yes. So what's up, everybody? We are back in the dungeon, and we've got a new victim. Finally, something a little different from the riding videos. It's, as you can tell, a little colder. Winter has set in, and of course that brings problems. So the daily Toyota, my '05 Tacoma X-Runner, started squealing at me, and of course I said, well, I have other vehicles, we'll ride those for a while. And now I need it, and it's winter, and it needs to be fixed. So we've got her in the dungeon. So we got her up on these sketchy blocks, because we're going to do an oil change while we have her in here. We're also going to replace the tensioner and all the idler pulleys and the belt. I have a squeal coming out of there, and it's just time. It's done a lot of miles. Well, actually not really. It's just old. It isn't that it's done a whole lot of miles. It's only got about 125, 130,000 miles, something like that on it. But it is a 2005, so that's a lot of time on the original components. So I was like, oh, we'll just order some belts and stuff. So AutoZone had a kit that comes with a belt and pulleys and idlers and whole 9 yards. Super nice. And I'm like, hell yeah, from an LS standard, this is really cool. All set up, so you get a new belt, and you get your idler pulley, and then there's 2 more idler pulleys there, and then you get your tensioner. And the tensioner is when I'm like, what the actual crap is going on with this? There is a total of, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it 10? I think 10 bolt holes in that thing, which I don't even know. And then they are really nice here about giving you the diagram, which is really cool too. So it's a pretty good kit. It was only like $200 or something like that. So AutoZone for the win there. They had it to me in like 2 days. Can't beat it. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing going. I make that look because I'm up on these sketchy ramps that we made for the Z to go on the double-decker trailer, and that's about what I got going. But I think for what we got to do, that's plenty of height. And it's all solid wood, so it's not like I'm worried about it going anywhere. But it does look a little sketch. Alright, so I've done a little more research into this job, because of course I've done zero moving up until this point. And this is going to really suck. So not super looking forward to it. You got to pull the alternator and a whole bunch of other crap off the side of the pump, side of this motor, in order to change this this deal. They really screwed me. So I am going to scumbag it, because that's what we do around here. We do scumbag things. So I'm going to change all the 3 easy pulleys, put the new belt on, and see if the squealing goes away. If it does, happy day, we're done. If it doesn't, then I'm back where I was when I started, and then I'll just keep the tensioner for when that problem actually makes itself a problem. Worst case scenario, I could chew through another belt, but I mean, this belt I didn't chew through, it's just old. So worst case scenario, I could chew through a belt, and then I would be out the $40. But I don't want to pull all that crap apart, so that's what we're gonna try. So we're going to start with that first pulley right there on top next to the alternator. Right there underneath the frame. And then there is another one right down there. Don't know if you can see it. Yep. Right there. And then there's one more down towards the bottom I think I can get from underneath easier. So we're going to go ahead and do these. Although that looks super fun with the freaking... Oh yeah, that's going to be great. That line right there is going to make all this fun. Man, Toyota really hooked it up in this regard. Alright, so I'm going to go get all that crap off, and I'll show you what it looks like when I get there. So, you can see that's out. That was terrible. That's definitely where our problem is. don't know if you can hear that, but... So originally I was going to try and pull this bolt. I got a couple turns on it. It would come out, but it's super tight, and it just wasn't... I gave up and tore it out. It was a total pain in the ass. Nothing is a good fit in there. Everything sucks in there. I absolutely hate this truck. I would say if you need this job done, just sell the truck. Just get rid of it. You don't even need it. Screw these trucks. Now, so we're getting to it. It's just a giant pain. It fought me every step of the way. Hopefully yours is better, but yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the new one slapped in, and we'll see where we get. So at this point, you just need to remove the alternator and your AC compressor and get those just far enough out of the way to shimmy the tensioner out of there. And of course, there's bolts on bolts on bolts. They all come out fairly easily as long as they're not too rusted. Mine weren't in this case. But the problem I had was fitting like the alternator out. Getting it twisted to come out of the hole was just a Houdini feat. And then as far as AC went, I just kind of tucked it out of the way to get it in and out of there. But there's videos. Go watch other people for that. I'll put some links in the description for those two particular components. All right, so we got the new one right here. Everything looks good on her, so we're going to go ahead and slap this thing in. It's just the opposite of putting everything back in terrible positions and tightening it down. So I'm going to go ahead and hop that in there. All right, I can tell you if this is your problem with your Toyota, just sell it. It's not worth it. So this was terrible. It fought the entire step of the way. The job, I don't think, is all that bad. I mean, it sucks because everything's underneath everything, but every bolt, everything just fought me. The wiring harness, every little tiny thing fought me in ways that shouldn't be fighting me. I don't know, it's time for me to stop being a mechanic, I think. I'm too cheap for that. But yeah, so we got it all off, got it all back on. Everything's tight. So we're going to go ahead and put the serpentine belt back on and change the oil, and then we'll fire this pig up and see what she does. Alright, no more squeaking. Belts sound good. Truck's running nice. Sounds good. So that was terrible. Even the oil change fought me. But thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Hopefully do some more riding stuff, because working on stuff's just not as fun. I can't be any happier. This thing is, it's fast.